You're listening to the British Baseball Podcast. Hello, baseball family. Matthew here with Around the Bases, the audio fanzine for the British Baseball Podcast, showing the results across all the leagues in all of the land. This is for the weekend of the 7th of August. Well, you'll know which one it is. It's a very wet one with not a lot of baseball being played. But before we get into that baseball action, let's have a quick look at the news. The London Mets travelled to Bulgaria last week to play in the Confederations qualifiers, the Federation Cup qualifiers. And they won it, which is brilliant, which means that they're now going to the Confederations Cup, or whoever wins. It's a bit complicated. I'll look into it because it's something that I know not a lot about. And from the replies got on Twitter, quite a few people out there don't really know much about the CEB and the Cups. So it's been suggested that maybe I could do a piece on that and bring you some more news. So I will do my best to give you as much information as I know nothing about it. And the last thing I want to do is give you misinformation. So we'll move on. The London Youth Baseball Fall League is back at Farnham Park. You can register now to join the very popular and fun Open Fall Baseball League. And it doesn't matter who you are away from, just as long as you're between the ages of 4 and 18. And sessions are running Saturday, September the 4th, all the way up to the 23rd of October, and that's every Saturday. So head over to the London Little League Twitter to find out how you can get registered. And also, Leicester Blue Sox are celebrating their 15th anniversary, and they're celebrating this with an event and a Legends game coming to Weston Park on Sunday, the 22nd of August, and all are welcome. And to find out more there, go to leicesterbluesox.co.uk. As always, the notes will be full of information for you. So, with one game being quote-unquote played in the NBL, and it was a game between the London Legends and the Hearts Falcons, is actually forfeited. So both games went to the London Legends team. So we'll go swiftly on to the AAA South Western Wales. One game being played here, and it was the Rebeldes hosting the Bristol Badgers. And it was a 10-5 win to the Rebeldes in game one. 2 home run game with 4 RBIs for Badgers centre fielder Say Awafaju. But it wasn't enough to beat the Rebeldes offense. Really, really tight and high scoring game 2, which was a 17-16 Rebeldes win. Despite a 5-run top of the 7th to tie the game for the Badgers, the Rebeldes walked it off in the bottom of the 7th. So sounds like heartbreak, but a very, very fun game for a neutral to watch if you had the chance to see it. And that's all the AAA action that we had. So let's have a look then at the AA. Croydon Pirates hosting the East London Latin Boys. Croydon won the first one, 14 runs to 4. The pitchers, Jared Aguilar and Daniel Rose, only allowed 4 hits and 4 runs to seal the win for the Croydon side. A triple from Danny Boats was a huge highlight for the Pirates lineup. Game 2 saw Croydon take that one 16 runs to 9, and there's nothing available on the website to show you from that one. The Sidewinders hosted the Richmond Dragons. Sidewinders won game 1, 17 runs to 1. An 11-run bottom of the 3rd for the Sidewinders gave them a massive lead to force the mercy rule. Standout hitters for the Sidewinders were Kosuke Umeda and Toshio Watatane and Kei Kubo. So well done there, team. Game 2 was another victory for the Sidewinders, and that was 10-0. Pitchers Kumar Kumagai didn't give up a single run in their extremely efficient 6-inning outing, throwing only 61 pitches. Norwich Iceni at the Essex Archers was unfortunately forfeited, so the Archers won that one 7-0 by default. As we move through, you could probably hear my little boy outside playing with the next door neighbor. Very, very excited pair on the trampoline. But that isn't part of the roundup, so let's move quickly on. We had the Tonbridge Bobcats taking on the South Coast Sea Dogs. It was 6 runs to 5 for the Bobcats in game 1. and 7 runs to 4 in game 2. And as always, here's my guy Niall Cafferty with the results.
Hey Matt, Niall here from Tunbridge again. A bonus report on 4 games from Borley Field on Sunday 8th of August this week. A Tunbridge Bobcats versus South Coast Sea Dogs doubleheader, followed soon after by a Tunbridge Wildcats versus Kent Mariners doubleheader. As has become a common theme this year for many of us, any substantial play would have been lucky due to the forecast, however they luckily got it very wrong. For the Bobcats, it was 2 wins from 2. Game 1 was a close battle, going 6-5 in our favour thanks to a walk-off walk from Luna Lacruz. With bases loaded, 15-year-old Luna showed great patience at the plate and earned the walk, which got us the victory in a game that really could have gone either way. And once again, another debutant for Tunbridge, with Lucy Chapman making her debut for the club. Game 2 was a 7-4 victory for the Bobcats, a game which was unfortunately cut short due to injuries due to South Coast first baseman and probable pitcher. We wish them both well in their recoveries. And it was a case of deja vu, another debutant, Brandon Wheatley, playing his first game for the club in the outfield. Another great day for the Bobcats, and with over half of the squad in their teens on Sunday, the future looks great. The only downside for us on Sunday was the news that it was to potentially be Ben Harris's last game for the club. Ben has only been with us for a year, but has made a fantastic impact and has been a pleasure to play with. Now to the Wildcats versus Mariners and a top of the table clash. Game 1 finished as a 7-7 tie due to time constraints caused by earlier rain delays. In what was a pitcher's duel, the big moment came when Wildcats' Andrew Sharp hit a 3-run home run to opposite field, his maiden home run, and how important it proved to be. Game 2 went the way of the Wildcats, thus confirming a playoff spot for our sister team, and we'll be supporting them all the way. That's all for now, Matt. Cheers and talk soon.
Cheers, Niall. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for submitting your video to the 100th episode. Again, if you want to get involved in that one, BritishBaseballPodcast@gmail.com to send your videos over. It's in the deadline to this Thursday, but I might make that to Friday because a few people have mentioned that they're very busy, which is understandable, and still want to take part. So there's plenty of time to get your stuff there. Going further afield, let's have a look down south. There was no games between the Bristol Bats and the Cardiff Merlins, or the Bristol Brunels and the Bournemouth Bears, which left just the Taunton Muskets hosting the Bristol Bucks. The Bucks won game 1, 16 runs to 10, and it's Henry McNamara having a great day at the plate for the Bucks with 4 RBIs on 2 hits, and the Bucks stole 17 bases as a team in the first game. And game 2, a massive scoring 21-16 Bucks win. Sam Blewett, the Bucks second baseman, had 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored, while Scott Morse for the Muskets had 5 RBIs on 3 hits. So, as you can see, usually we have absolute essays and novels coming out of all the BBF leagues, weather playing a huge part in not a lot of baseball activity this weekend. I wasn't able to find any results or action from the British Baseball League, so unfortunately, I think a majority of those games were called off. I know the Manchester games were rained out. We should have been playing the Blade Runners at home, but right field became an Olympic-sized swimming pool, as usually is the case. But let's head up now to north of the border, and let's hear from John and Jason from Ball Caps and Bagpipes about Scottish baseball.
Hi Matt, it's John and Jason from Ball Caps and Bagpipes. With your weekly roundup of the Scottish baseball scores from Sunday, August 8th. It was a full slate of 3 games.
3 games, all 3 were in.
We did, yeah. Now it looked like we weren't going to at one point. There was some rain and even some thunderstorms over across Scotland on Sunday, but we managed to get the games in. And the first result is the Glasgow Comets, who returned to winning ways after losing 2 straight before the break, and or it was one either side of the break, sorry. So the Comets are now 5-2 after winning 15-6 over the Taiport Breakers, who are still winless. They're now at 0-8. The Edinburgh Devils continued their excellent season. They won 21-5 over the Aberdeen Oilers. So again, a high scoring performance from the Edinburgh Devils. They're 7-1 as we head into this home stretch, the last 3 weeks of games. It's probably theirs to lose if they can continue this form this coming Sunday. is going to be a big test for them, but I think if they win that, they're more or less over the hill and over the finish line, barring any massive collapse. The last of the three is a very close game, and one that we've been told has been one of the best Scottish baseball games that we've ever seen.
Recent memory.
Yeah, it was the Edinburgh Cannons 5-4 victors over the Glasgow Galaxy. So they're your three games from Scottish baseball for this past weekend. The standings, as I recall, are Edinburgh Diamond Devils in first place, the Comets and Cannons tied with 5-2 records in second. Fourth are the Oilers at 3-4. The Galaxy are 2-5, and bringing up the rear at 0-8, the Teapot Breakers. Thanks, Matt, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye, Matt.
Cheers, chaps. Thanks as always for the roundup. It's great to see you both there. And let's see how that plays out for the rest of the season. West Midlands Baseball League had their All-Star game in Huron Derby. A fantastic day of baseball was played on Sunday with the clubs donning their favourite MLB clubs kits and going head-to-head, the American League versus the National League. What a great way to separate the players into teams. So the American League came out with the win, and Dennis Grogan from Wolves clearly won the home run derby with an impressive 15-ish because they lost count home runs. Big thanks to Wolverhampton Baseball Club for hosting that event, and look forward to seeing the similar style event next season. Andy Brown was also down there painting for his British Baseball League project. Don't forget, you can get in touch with Andy via his Twitter or his website to see how you can book him to come down to your field to paint. I know he's down at Norman Wells Field in Liverpool, Bootle, I should say, for the Trojans game versus Manchester A's this coming weekend. So get in touch with Andy there if you want him to come and paint your team. I'm going to end the roundup show with the West County Baseball League. It doesn't look like anything was played this weekend, with next weekend being used to take part as mop-up games for any that were missed. And then we have the grand final on the 22nd of August. And we look forward to seeing what happens there. So that's it from me this week. Thank you very much again for tuning in. Remember, it is episode 100 next week. So if you still want to submit, get in touch, see if it's too late. I'm always sure I can sneak one or two more videos in there for good measure. But again, thank you as always for your support. It means the world to me. Take care, train hard, stay safe, and I'll see you all soon. Tarana. Like a plonker, I completely forgot to add the trivia in there. Last week's question was, what was the score when GB finally beat the Dutch for the first time? It was 2-1, and the anniversary of that was last week. I put the video out there on Twitter. If you want to see it, let me know, and I'll post a link. It's a game I don't ever get bored of seeing. So this week, we're going to ask the question, and you can use Project Cobb, as always, as a great resource for finding out the answer to these. Who was the first league winner in British baseball back in 1890? Now you get a bonus point if you can name the professional competition winner and the amateur competition winner. As always, results will be read out next week. And again, until next time, ta-ra.